everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Peter Show podcast, where today we have our wonderful three guests, as per usual, well, typically, sometimes. Today we here, first up, have Logan,
Hello.
Jade,
Hi, chat. You guys probably know me if we're live.
Mr. Moon, Christopher himself,
The best.
the best, and of course, your host, the one and only, the Peter, who owns the show. Now, so we're here on another episode of the podcast, which I actually don't think I didn't put Peter Show podcast in the title, but today's topic, the thing we're going to be debating about, are robots, AI, and etc. Which is specifically why I had Logan come on, because I figured he'd be the best to talk about this. But I kind of wanted to talk about the ethics, actually. The ethics, some viewpoints, but just kind of in general, robot stuff. Like, okay, like, I just want to get, okay, before we even dive into anything, before we even start anything, I would like one of you guys to tell me, do you think that human-made life, basically robots, do you think they are like, how do I put this? Do you think they deserve like rights? No, not take over. Do you think they deserve rights? Do you think they deserve to be solidarity? Do you consider them alive? I feel like is the best question. Like, almost, do they have souls? Not souls, but do you think, if complex enough, or what line do you draw to where you would consider it actually genuinely alive? And is
Can I
that
speak?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I'm actually kind of like taking classes on this for the viewers who don't know me at all. I'm taking classes on like technology, and especially we're actually covering AI right now. And really interesting thing is that actually I'm going to save that for later. But no, I don't think that with our current level of AI advancement that we can really consider them as individuals who deserve proper rights, because there's so many flaws in our current models. But I do feel that at a certain point, with how we're advancing and how we're progressing, that at a certain point there will come a time when it's just you can't differentiate them from a human. So at that point, I feel like we have to draw the line and determine where we keep it human and where we decide that they're so much alike that they are practically the same.
All right, interesting take. But okay, in the most simple way, before we even go in depth, do you think just on a base level, just a yes or no? On a base level, yes or no? First, Chris, yes or no?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna bring up more why I think no later
yeah.
on, but I'm just gonna keep it.
No. Okay, starting off with a no. Jade, yes or no?
Do I think they deserve rights? Sorry, I got off track. I think. Yeah.
Do you think, like, if they're? Do you think they're?
Well,
would you consider them alive? Is what what we're aiming for.
Well, it depends. There's a.
Well, don't just
point is
just for
something
now.
considered alive,
Yes or no? Do you think it's possible? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And last of all, Logan, you already talked a little bit, but just simple yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Okay, so if they're alive, right?
Wait, real quick. I just gotta say mine too. Don't jump the gun yet. I will say yes. So
Yeah.
Chris, you're the only one who said no, and I really want to hear your take on that. And do not change your opinion for us. I really want to hear your takes. So Logan, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and
I
don't think I'm gonna say that opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so are they alive? That's the question, right?
Could they be considered alive too? Like in future, like how far?
Yes.
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 That's it.
100%.
Oh, also, I will add
Absolutely.
no biological part, all mechanical.
Mm-hmm. Still yes.
Still yes.
Mm.
And what do you want to say? What? Okay. So where do you draw the line of it being alive? Like, do you see like a box on wheels that goes back and forth, and that's what do you consider it? Like, it's smart enough to learn things, like go around obstacles and stuff, like a Cubo almost, if you guys know what that is, like the little robot. Would you consider that alive?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it'd be best to hear from
No.
the Cubos. Ooh, I'd say yes. Yes.
Really? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I would say yes.
So, Chris, why do you say no, just in general? Because like at a certain point, I kind of have to. Like if humans are like if robots get to the point where they're as complex as humans as far as replicating emotions or replicating everything, then I feel like at a certain point they would be considered alive in their own way, especially if they can learn and adapt.
I would like to point at that specific word, replication, because their emotions, ideas, and feelings aren't real even on their own level. They're just representations and copies of real emotions. So like a text AI doesn't actually feel scared, doesn't actually feel angry, doesn't actually feel sad, but it understands how to simulate those feelings, you know?
I
Hmm.
I think that's an
Could I
interesting point.
actually,
Hmm.
could I offer some feedback to that?
Of course.
Yes.
So I think that your reasoning, it goes along the right track, definitely. But I have to bring in examples such as psychopaths. They don't they learn through their whole lives to replicate feelings from others, from the people that they observe from a young age to adulthood. They replicate those feelings, and they don't actually aren't actually able to process them themselves. So would they be considered alive?
Well, I mean, that also kind of comes into contact with point two on how, what does alive actually mean? Because what I've always thought of throughout my life, I don't know if you have, some different view on it, but, for me, I would need, some sort of biological thing to be alive.
I
Because,
actually. Sorry, continue.
with with AI alone, see, here's the thing. It needs one of the two things, either biological or real intelligence and real emotions. Because AI has no biological factor in it, and all of its emotions and ideas are kind of simulated in a way. Like it's simulated anger, it's simulated sadness, it's simulated intelligence with stuff like the internet and whatnot. Like it
I.
needs to check for me to be alive. It needs to check off at least one of those two boxes, and AI or robots don't check either off, in my opinion.
You have to pull the little thing around. I want to bring up. I actually view being alive as a quite a simple thing. I think being on just like a base level, being alive is the will to survive, the will to not die. Almost is what I consider to be alive, and um, of course that does raise some complications. But I feel like if a robot is genuinely scared of the idea of death, or just doesn't want to go, like if a robot simply has a will of wanting to continue, a will of keeping itself alive, keep whatever it must do, whether it be oil itself or whether it be whatever and whatnot. Not like that. I told you pull the little thing at the top, Ariana. Sorry, but yeah, the other one. But anyhow, sorry. And anything that just keeps
Now,
itself
guys.
sustained. Oh God, here comes Shade. Okay.
Guys, I would like to mention that the woman, that being me, has been talked over and has not gotten a chance to speak
You've never
have you been
asked.
talking
What?
by the men.
You've never asked. You never asked.
Dude, I'm not just gonna butt in. I was waiting to get called
You say,
on.
"Can I have a turn? Can
You
I
said,
have a
don't
turn?"
talk over each other.
Fair. Say,
You said,
"Can I
don't
have a
talk over
turn?"
each other.
Okay, yeah,
Say, "Can I
Jade,
have a
say
turn?"
what you wanted to say.
Jade, do you have? Yeah. What's your opinion, Jade? Speak.
So, in my personal opinion, I draw the line at any kind of free will. AI, where we're at right now, it just responds to human commands, or only responds to what humans can do. It doesn't do anything without anyone else. And I feel like once we get past that barrier and we get truly autonomous AI, no matter how intelligent or willing to live or anything it is, I think that would be at the point where it's considered alive.
Like Jarvis from the Marvel movies.
Yep. Don't bring up
Maybe.
that
I don't
stupid.
know love Jarvis.
Okay, somebody's obviously not a Marvel fan. So,
Just my personal definition of being able to live is just some kind of autonomy, free will, anything.
Can I actually talk on the points that Chris brought up?
Yes.
Okay, so Chris, just I want to preface this, but this is not like an attempt at like just ruining your claims or anything. They're very valid. Like I will admit to that. But both of them have some flaws, I'd like to say.
Yeah, I feel like it
I
definitely
just
depends on my topic.
for lack
I
of a
would
better word.
what you have to say on the topic of what I said.
But for the first part of the biological component, I feel like we can't properly describe anything as like we can't assign a definition to something being biological, because on its very base level, we're just creatures made out of carbon, and in different states of carbon, it's things like coal or diamonds. It's entirely different things, and what flows, and there could be entirely different life forms that even in the universe that make their biological structure up of different basic elements that could be completely different from us, and
Now,
that wouldn't take away from
would actually
their value of life.
I would actually
That
like
is
to bring up
agreed.
a point. I would like to bring up a
Part
point real
of
quick,
that-
if that's all right.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I just wanted to make. I feel like a big part, another thing you guys could keep in mind or consider in all this is the fact that robots are specifically man-made. It is not. It is not like a birth. It is not a continuation of a species or a species. Because Logan, you're bringing up how it's made out of materials and stuff. No, but these are organisms that started at microbes and grew and grew and grew. But what we are ultimately talking about are things that we have man-made creations. These things are similar to our TVs, our lights, our keyboards, our microphones, everything. It is
Robots are gonna get you for that one day.
Hey, wait. Hey, guys, I'm on your side. I still said you guys are alive.
Well, but I
just-
do truly think that we as humanity may have the ability to create life in the future in the terms of artificial intelligence.
I just want our robot overlords from the future to know I'm on your side. Don't come after me.
Chris is really strung up on a cross made out of robots, some shit. Guys, I'm sorry. You said we are not real.
Isn't there actually this Google AI that learned off of stuff on Twitter and got horribly racist?
Yeah.
But got shut down, and then they came back online.
I actually want to bring up something about that later. A similar vein.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I do want to say one more thing about Chris's argument. Is that emotions is one of the prerequisites to being life? My only problem with that is that the way that our brains work is entirely just you take in an input and give a response to the stimuli. We learn how to respond to things out of survival or just basic needs. We learn when we're happy and when we're sad just based off how our brain chooses to make us feel, and it's learned as a response to things. And with learning AI, how those work is they basically just build a brain from the ground up based off stimulus and responses to that stimulus. So after a certain point of enough learning and enough connection points made, couldn't that be considered emotion on the truest sense?
Yeah, but also...
See, so that's what I'm saying by the point that we're almost to true artificial life in a way, is what I was thinking.
I will stand with Chris for a second here, because I do need to say on that subject, I know brains are all about, but how do I put this? I don't know. I feel like the chemicals are a big aspect, and if robots aren't getting those chemicals, dopamine, robots wouldn't be getting dopamine. Sure, we're still doing input and responses and shit, but there's a certain chemical aspect to it all in everything you do.
You can technically do that in a way. Have you actually seen how any of that learning AI works? They get rewarded for making the right decisions,
Yeah, a lot of them are based off a reward punishment system.
What if we hit
have you ever seen any?
Well, I mean, my main thing is just like everything of an AI is a simulated copy of a real person or a real like
Okay.
brain. It's all a
So,
copy, simulation.
if you
Aren't
were to
humans just
clone yourself, would you
yeah,
or would you not be human?
I don't
yeah? Isn't that a bylaw?